Welcome to Scientific Thoughts with new interesting episode. Today our topic is Mother Teresa, 20th century humanitarian biography. Early life and background. Mother Teresa, originally named Agnes Bohakshiu, was born on August 26, 1910, in Skopje, a city now in North Macedonia. At that time, Skopje was part of the Ottoman Empire. Agnes was the youngest of 3 children in her family. Her parents, Nicola and Dranophile Bohakshiu, were Albanian Catholics. Her father was a businessman involved in a variety of trades, and her mother was a deeply religious homemaker who played a significant role in shaping Agnes's spiritual and moral values. Growing up, Agnes was surrounded by a loving and devout Catholic family. Her mother's influence was particularly strong. Dranophile often took her children to church and was known for her charity work, helping the poor and sick in their community. This environment instilled in young Agnes the importance of helping others and living a life of faith. When Agnes was just 8 years old, her father passed away unexpectedly. This tragic event brought the family closer together and deepened Agnes's faith. Despite the hardships, her mother continued to teach her children about compassion and charity, setting an example through her own actions. Calling to religious life. From a young age, Agnes felt a strong connection to her faith and a desire to serve. She attended a Catholic primary school and later went to a state-run secondary school. During her schooling, she became fascinated by stories of missionaries working in far-off lands, particularly in India. These stories ignited a desire in her to become a missionary herself. By the time she was 12, Agnes had made up her mind to dedicate her life to God and to helping others. This decision was reinforced by her active involvement in her local church, where she participated in various religious activities and community service projects. When Agnes turned 18, she decided to pursue her calling more seriously. In 1928, she left her home and family to join the Sisters of Loreto, an Irish community of nuns with missions in India. This was a significant and courageous decision, as it meant leaving everything she knew behind to follow her faith. Journey to India. Agnes travelled to Dublin, Ireland, to join the Sisters of Loreto at their abbey. Here, she began her training as a novice, learning about the life of a nun and preparing for her future mission work. She chose the name Sister Mary Teresa after Saint Therese of Lisieux, the patron saint of missionaries. In 1929, after a few months of training in Ireland, Sister Teresa was sent to India to complete her novitiate, a period of training and preparation before taking religious vows. She arrived in Calcutta, now Kolkata, a bustling city in India that would become her home for the rest of her life. Sister Teresa began her work in India by teaching at St. Mary's High School, a school for girls run by the Sisters of Loreto. The school primarily served wealthy students, but Sister Teresa couldn't ignore the poverty and suffering she saw all around her in Calcutta. The stark contrast between the lives of her students and those of the poor on the streets deeply affected her. The call within the call. Sister Teresa continued to teach at St. Mary's High School for nearly 20 years. However, the suffering and poverty she witnessed outside the school walls weighed heavily on her heart. She felt a growing desire to do more to help the destitute and dying people she saw every day. On September 10, 1946, during a train ride from Calcutta to Darjeeling for her annual retreat, Sister Teresa experienced what she later described as the call within the call. She felt a profound and unmistakable message from God, urging her to leave the convent and live among the poor, dedicating her life to serving the poorest of the poor. This moment was a turning point in her life. After much prayer and reflection, Sister Teresa sought permission from her superiors to leave the Sisters of Loreto and pursue her new calling. It was a difficult decision, as it meant leaving the security and comfort of the convent. However, she was determined to follow what she believed was God's will for her. Stepping out into the slums. In 1948, Sister Teresa received permission from the Vatican to leave the Sisters of Loreto and start her mission work among the poor. She adopted Indian citizenship and began wearing a simple white sari with a blue border, which would later become the distinctive habit of her new order. This attire helped her blend in with the local population and symbolized her commitment to living in solidarity with the poor. With no money and relying solely on divine providence, Sister Teresa ventured into the slums of Calcutta. She began by teaching poor children, using the dirt as a blackboard to teach them the alphabet and basic hygiene. She also visited families, tending to the sick and the hungry. Her simple acts of kindness and compassion quickly gained the trust and admiration of the local community. Founding the Missionaries of Charity. As Sister Teresa's work gained attention, more people were drawn to her mission. In 1950, she founded the Missionaries of Charity, a new religious congregation dedicated to serving the poorest of the poor. The order's mission was to provide wholehearted free service to the poorest of the poor, regardless of their race, religion, or social status. The Missionaries of Charity began with just 12 members but quickly grew as more women were inspired by Mother Teresa's example and joined the order. The sisters took vows of poverty, chastity, obedience, and a fourth vow to give wholehearted free service to the poorest of the poor. One of the first major initiatives of the Missionaries of Charity was the establishment of Nimol Friday, Pure Heart, in 1952. This hospice for the dying provided a place where people could die with dignity and receive love and care in their final days. The sisters would go out into the streets, bringing in those who were sick, abandoned, and close to death. They believed that everyone deserved to die with dignity, surrounded by love and compassion. Expanding the mission. Mother Teresa's work in Calcutta gained international attention, and the Missionaries of Charity began to expand their operations. By the 1960s, the order had established missions in other parts of India, and by the 1970s, they had spread to other countries, including those in Asia, Africa, Latin America, and even Europe and the United States. The Missionaries of Charity opened orphanages, leprosy clinics, and homes for the elderly and disabled. They provided food, medical care, and education to those in need. Mother Teresa believed that even small acts of kindness could have a profound impact on people's lives. She often said, "Not all of us can do great things. But we can do small things with great love." International recognition and awards. Mother Teresa's selfless service and dedication to humanity earned her numerous awards and honors throughout her life. In 1962, she received the Padma Shri, one of India's highest civilian awards, in recognition of her humanitarian work. In 1979, Mother Teresa was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for her efforts to alleviate poverty and suffering. In her acceptance speech, she spoke about the importance of love and compassion, saying, "It is not how much we do, but how much love we put into the doing. It is not how much we give, but how much love we put into the giving." She also used the prize money to further her work with the poor, demonstrating her commitment to her mission. Challenges and criticisms. While Mother Teresa was widely admired for her work, she also faced criticism and controversies. Some critics questioned the quality of medical care provided in her hospices, arguing that the focus was more on comforting the dying than on curing the sick. They claimed that the conditions in some of the facilities were poor and that the staff lacked proper medical training. Others criticized her views on contraception and abortion, which were in line with the teachings of the Catholic Church. Some felt that these views were detrimental to women's health and rights, particularly in impoverished areas where access to healthcare was limited. Additionally, Mother Teresa was accused of using suffering to promote her religious beliefs, with some suggesting that her primary goal was to convert people to Christianity. She responded to these criticisms by emphasizing that her mission was to serve and love the poor, regardless of their faith. She often said that she saw Jesus in every person she served, and her work was motivated by her deep faith and love for God. Personal life and dedication. Despite the challenges and criticisms, Mother Teresa remained steadfast in her mission. She lived a life of simplicity and humility, focusing on the needs of others rather than her own. She often worked long hours, tending to the sick, comforting the dying, and overseeing the various projects and initiatives of the Missionaries of Charity. Mother Teresa's deep faith was the driving force behind her work. She spent hours in prayer and meditation, seeking guidance and strength from God. She believed that prayer was essential for sustaining her mission and for finding the strength to continue in the face of adversity. Later years and health issues. As she aged, Mother Teresa began to experience health problems. She suffered from heart issues and other ailments, but continued to work tirelessly for her mission. In 1983, she had a heart attack while visiting Pope John Paul II in Rome. Despite her health challenges, she remained active and involved in her work. In 1989, she underwent heart surgery to implant a pacemaker. Her health continued to decline in the 1990s, and she faced several health scares, including another heart attack and pneumonia. Despite these challenges, she remained committed to her mission and continued to lead the missionaries of charity. Passing and legacy. On September 5, 1997, Mother Teresa passed away at the age of 87. Her death was mourned by millions of people around the world. She was given a state funeral in India, and thousands of people attended to pay their respects. Mother Teresa's legacy lives on through the missionaries of charity, which continues to operate worldwide, providing care and support to those in need. The order has grown significantly since its founding, with thousands of members and volunteers continuing her work. In 2003, Mother Teresa was beatified by Pope John Paul II, a significant step toward sainthood in the Catholic Church. On September 4, 2016, Pope Francis canonized her as Saint Teresa of Calcutta, recognizing her as one of the Church's great saints. This canonization was a testament to her life of service and her unwavering commitment to helping the poor and suffering. Continuing inspiration. Mother Teresa's life and work continue to inspire people around the world. Her example of selfless service and unconditional love serves as a powerful reminder of the impact that one person can have on the world. She showed that through small acts of kindness, we can make a significant difference in the lives of others. Her message of love, compassion, and service resonates with people of all faiths and backgrounds. She believed that every person has the capacity to do good and to help others, regardless of their circumstances. Her life is a testament to the power of faith, dedication, and the human spirit. Conclusion. Mother Teresa, born Agnes Gongsha Bohakshu, dedicated her life to serving the poorest of the poor. From her early years in Macedonia to her mission work in the slums of Calcutta, she lived a life of faith, compassion, and selflessness. Her work with the missionaries of charity brought hope and dignity to countless individuals, and her legacy continues to inspire people around the world. Despite facing criticism and challenges, Mother Teresa remained committed to her mission, guided by her deep faith and love for God. Her life serves as a powerful example of the difference one person can make through acts of kindness and compassion. Mother Teresa's legacy lives on through the continued work of the missionaries of charity and through the countless lives she touched. Her story is a reminder that we all have the capacity to make a positive impact on the world, no matter how small our actions may seem. She showed us that love, in its simplest and purest form, has the power to change lives and transform the world. Thanks for watching Scientific Thoughts. Keep watching and stay tuned and curious for more interesting episodes. Kindly subscribe and like our channel, it is a gift for us from you people. Have a blessed day.